Welcome to another edition of Biz Money Talks with Tracey Bissett. Today we have a special solo show where we're going to talk about the power of questions. Now, before we dive in, I want to give a special shout out to all those awesome business owners that I have been working with. I see you and I hear you and I feel you. So many of you are not locked down, but your businesses are being impacted because of what is happening with COVID. You're waking up in the morning, and especially those in healthcare industry with practices, half your patients are canceling because they are sick with COVID, or they are close contact of someone with COVID, or they're starting to feel worried depending on what's going on in where you live. So I want to give a big shout out to those people who are working so very hard, not eligible for government support given the nature of that kind of situation, and really a strong shout out for encouragement. So stay the course, keep doing all of the things that you are doing to be successful. This too will pass. And so you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up with all the best practices. If you find that you are in a cash flow crunch, you certainly want to make sure you're reaching out to your lender to arrange for financing in advance. And certainly lenders are being very patient and very flexible in terms of making funds available. So please do that. If you need help making a cash flow forecast, certainly do reach out and let me know, because they may want to see that. But you're doing well, so stay the course, keep your spirits up. 2022 is going to be a great year, but I know it is very challenging right now. So please keep your faith and keep doing all of the great things that you are doing in your business. Now, today is all about the power of questions. And it certainly reminded me of, over the weekend, I was watching the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, and I was reminded when I was watching the Summer Olympics, and certainly in the high jump competition, there was some people who tied, and so they were going to do a jump off to see who was going to get gold versus silver. And someone dared to ask the question, and I forget all the specifics of who were the two countries, but what stood out for me and what is ingrained in my memory is that instead of one needing to be the winner and one being the loser, or the next medal down, someone asked the question, well, could we not do the jump off, and could we each take gold? And the question was answered, and two people walked away with gold medals. Nobody received the silver, and then there was a bronze. So that is all about the power of asking questions. And when it comes to your financial fitness, there are no stupid questions. Learning to do the finances in your business is extremely important. It is like learning a new language. You've got to learn what all of those terms mean. One of the questions I get asked the most is, what does the term EBITDA mean? And so we'll save that for another day. But if you're sitting there thinking that, you've heard some of those terms. And when someone is talking to you and educating you about the finances of your business, it should be in very plain, simple to understand terms. So no, a limited use of acronyms, making sure that they're using real terms. So ask questions about that. Now, so many people say to me, my bookkeeper gives me my results, or I'm meeting with my accountant to go through their year-end results, and I don't know what to say. I have no clue what to ask. They're going really quickly, going over the numbers, and I don't know what to make of it. And so I want to provide you today with 3 questions you can jot down and actually use to then include in those future conversations. So the first thing you should ask when someone's presenting the numbers to you, what do you notice when looking at the numbers? So put it back on them. If it's the bookkeeper, they would have just entered the numbers, and they may have some thoughts about what they saw. If it's your accountant, they probably had some thoughts. So what do you notice when you're looking at the numbers? You can see from that question that you don't need to have any financial knowledge, because now you're putting the question back on them and asking them based on their expertise, their experience, and what they saw in your specific situation. What are they noticing? So that's number 1. What do you notice when looking at the numbers? Number 2, if you were me, what would keep you up at night? What would worry you? And what do you think we're doing well that I want to do more of? So again, putting it back on them. What would you be concerned about? What would keep you up at night? And what are we doing well that we should do more of? Okay, very simple. Again, we're putting it back on the person with the expertise and the knowledge who's just spent some time on your results, who can share then their observations with you for your consideration. And the third one is, compared to other companies in the same industry, what are we doing well? And where do you see some opportunities for improvement? So a lot of times accountants will see companies in the same industry. They'll see different types of results. They certainly have access to benchmarks. I know that when I'm working with my clients and doing coaching, I certainly have access to industry benchmarks. And so I'm able to see not only trending year over year in a company, but trending year over year compared to industry benchmarks. And so seeing if what's happening in the business is lining up with what is happening in the industry for similar companies of similar size. So compared to others in my industry, what are you seeing that we're doing well? Where are there opportunities for improvement? So I hope those 3 questions give you something easy to jot down that will give you confidence in that moment when you're meeting with your bookkeeper or your accountant, so you can go and ask them to shed a little bit of light on your financial results to help you understand what's going on in your business and to help you feel more confident as you build up that financial fitness foundation. So just to recap, what do you notice when you're looking at my numbers? If you were me, what would keep you up at night and what would you do more of? So what are the good, what are the bad? And number 3, compared to other companies in my industry, what are we doing well and where do we have opportunities for improvement? I guarantee they're going to come across really smart. Your bookkeeper or accountant is going to be able to respond to those. And it's a great way for you to encourage a dialogue so that you can get more of what you need to help you best run your business. So as I started off saying, keep the faith. I know things continue to be challenging for so many of you. Keep doing the things that you know help your business, that are good practices, good routines for the long run. And I know that this situation too shall pass. Stay the course. If you need some support, please do reach out. Send me a DM on any platform you're checking this out on, or if you're catching it on the replay. If you do need access to cash flow, please contact your lender to make sure that you have the funds that you need for the next couple of months. Until next time, remember the power of questions. There is nothing wrong with asking a question. You never know what kind of response you're going to get. And the worst that someone can say is no if you're asking for something, okay? So always remember the power of questions. And until next time, take good care and stay financially fit.